welcome to Colorful Voices of Sisterhood. Hello, ladies.
Hello.
Fabulous. Look at Fatia. What's the occasion?
Today is Ethiopian New Year's 2017.
Oh,
Welcome አዲስ ዓመት እንኳን በአዲስ ዓመት እዝጌር አደረሰን ለሁላችንም።
well, Happy New Year.
Happy New Year.
You're looking
Yeah,
beautiful.
Thank you.
And then you brought us some goodies.
Yeah, tea. Usually we do coffee. Organic coffee. We roast our coffee, of course. Gather with family and friends. Always doors open to people, and we make our special eggs with we call doro wet, kitfo, edge. So just this is my mom actually tradition. Like this is what my mom.
Okay.
She was Orthodox Christian, so it's big day today for a lot of people.
Yeah.
Also, it's the day I came to America.
Wow.
September 11, 2005.
I know we was
So-
talking about the movie with Eddie Murphy and Arsenio Hall coming to America. So that was comical.
Yes.
So I'm assuming your first day in America wasn't like his. No.
No, actually, I had my high heel for 18 hours flight, and when I came through to Dallas and DC. Girl, I thought it was small. I had my high heel. I didn't have extra shoes, and there were a lot of Ethiopian people work in DC and airport. I thought like I'm still in Ethiopia. So it was good experience coming here, and but when I got to Jacksonville, like I'm in the country. That was 2005, so there's just it's a different
Wow.
city than coming here from DC to here to Jacksonville. It was just different. But መልካም አዲስ ዓመት እንኳን እዝጌር ለሁላችንም አደረሰን። የኢትዮጵያ ሕዝብ የኔ ወገኖች በጣም ነው የምወዳችሁ። የዓመቱ ዓመቱ ያብቃን።
Oh, beautiful. So there's another language that,
Yes.
people could listen to, and it's beautiful. I love it.
Thank you.
And the outfit is
Yes,
beautiful.
I love
Thank
it.
you.
Is it handmade?
This is it's cotton handmade. So this actually is like I say is my mom culture where Ethiopian we have different culture that we wear. My dad side they dress different than my mom. So this is they call agar lips.
It may look like it can
Okay.
fit me eventually.
Actually, this is my sister-in-law gifted me.
So when it's
last
New
year.
Year, do the people wear their traditional costume and all that?
Do you celebrate just one day or do you do a
Actually, they fast is like I said, is Christian. We are 2017, which is 8 years behind. Yeah.
Explain that then. You said it.
Yeah,
but
it
I
was
gonna ask you.
2017. So,
Okay.
and Ethiopia is Christian country, so they go back in Jesus time.
Okay.
Okay.
So that is like now is this big they fast Unkutatash. They call Unkutatash, which is they like midnight. I think 3 o'clock. That's when they start eating, drink. They made homemade alcohol
Mm-hmm.
and edge Allah. It's beautiful. We used to I was used to looking forward to that because I came from both Islam and Christian. So my mom, she still celebrate. So we stay up all night and cooking, and it takes
Wow.
like 12 hours, like slow cooked chicken and doro wet. So yeah.
Wow. So it is a national holiday in
For
Ethiopia.
us, yes, yes, it's New Year. So
Okay.
people like we are unique. It's the only country that we never colonize. Do you guys know that Ethiopia? Italian tried, but we never colonize. We have our number, we have our own calendar, and yeah, we different.
Wow.
Okay.
8 years behind.
I didn't know that, but that's a good educational point.
Yeah, 8 years
How
behind.
different it is.
But to us, we are further.
Mm-hmm.
Because we go back in Jesus time, and there's some connection. I don't want to quote me, but you can search Ethiopian. We have history. We are in the Bible. Is the oldest country civilization
It is.
start. So, do you know man bones founded in Ethiopia? Human bone?
Human bones?
Yeah, bones and founded in Ethiopia.
Wow.
Even older than Egypt.
Wow.
Yep.
I know there's a lot of history behind it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
According to the Bible, one day is like 1,000 years in His sight. So it's really, that's amazing to me.
So I met you guys, and this is just sample. Usually we make coffee. I just it comes with a lot of process to make coffee.
Yeah.
So I just make tea.
Okay.
And we always have popcorn. Something I like. I
love popcorn.
I like about my culture. Like I say, we always open like lunchtime, breakfast. We always make coffee to call, like, okay, the neighbor, come tell them, come drink coffee. So this is just our ceremony that we do. Every time we make coffee.
Is there like a certain time that you do the ceremony, or is it just?
No, there is no certain, like some people like to drink in the morning. My mom, she didn't have time. In the morning, first thing we have to make is coffee. And lunch, after everybody eat, we have to make coffee. It's the same set.
Oh,
you have to have popcorn.
It's an all-day celebration.
Yeah, it's just something that we do like every day. And
what's the cake?
Actually, that's not cake. It's cornbread.
Oh, cornbread. I thought it was good too. Yeah.
It's cornbread.
Okay.
So
Is it sweet?
It's sweet. So you guys are gonna try, and we have tea. Yeah, it's just I miss home.
So these are all homemade except the popcorn.
Yeah, popcorn I made it here. I brought it here. So I made it here. But back home we have organic one. You just put salt, oil. That's what I did. This is organic one.
Oh, okay.
I put oil and a little bit salt, and I put in microwave. And back home again, we have fundisha. We call fundisha, and it's the smaller than regular popcorn. It's like little tiny and white. And then we have different just snacks when we're drinking coffee.
Right.
It's like pretzel. This is small.
That's
Okay.
wild.
Yeah. Next time we're gonna have that. We're gonna have all that food. It's spicy, but
You should do your New Year's like a big thing here in this area.
Yeah.
Yeah, someday. That's the plan. I say my confidence I will shut down in Starbucks.
We're on live.
My confidence say that.
My confidence say that.
Yes.
Oh my God.
I've seen stuff shut down.
Well, yeah, that's right. That's right. But
You gotta
there
believe
was.
in something. Believe in yourself.
That's right.
Yeah.
Yep. And that's our topic today too. We'll be talking about
Yes.
out of our comfort zone. But before we hit that, I definitely want to mention once again there was another school shooting happened down in Georgia.
Yeah.
A 14-year-old. I'm really surprised at the number. I mean, the age now. You know, before I used to think, it was like 17, 18-year-olds, but we're talking about 14-year-olds.
Gradually going younger and younger.
Yes. But a lot.
School just started to me.
School
in
just
August.
started.
And we already had so many school shootings
already. And then I looked it up, right before we came on the show. That was the 45th school shooting this year. This year. And I just can't fathom that number because, when I'm thinking about, because the one in Georgia really stood out. And so I'm like, it was, but I'm thinking 45 since January 1st of 2024, 45 of them.
Right.
Unbelievable. I mean, to me, it's like we were surprised we got one a year. We're at 45. Being a 14-year-old. And I think something else that makes this so significant is they charged the father too.
Yes. Well, he purchased the gun for the
Yes,
child,
he purchased the gun and gave it to him as a Christmas present, an AR.
Right. An AR.
The father did.
The father did.
14 AR.
Yeah.
So what
So at first I had mixed emotions about that. Like, I definitely feel parents should be held accountable. Definitely.
Of course.
But to charge him for 4 counts of, I think he's getting manslaughter.
Yes.
The father is getting manslaughter.
Manslaughter.
4 counts of manslaughter. But still, that's probably the rest of his life. So I don't know. What do you guys feel about that?
Well, I was reading because my feeling is, okay, you brought it, AR. Nobody was responsible to make sure he didn't take it anywhere. that if you're going to be just using it for training or whatever, the adult itself ought to be responsible to make sure that child did not have that gun in his possession at all times.
Yes.
And I don't understand why people have an AR anyway to go out. I mean,
yeah. Well, especially a 14-year-old.
14. But I was reading, I think it says 4 out of 5 school shootings, at least one person had knowledge of the attacker's plan. Somebody had to know something was going on.
Yeah. Well, I think
because it's in school, right?
Yes.
So did he get on the school bus with the gun, or did the parent drop him off?
Someone had to seen that weapon. But this is something else that I think is very interesting for this case is that the FBI interviewed him and his father a week before the shooting because there was an anonymous tip that there was going to be a shooting. So I see, that's why there's got to be a disconnect somewhere in this. So someone reported them for the FBI to take the time to go interview them. But then they said there was nothing there. Then a week later,
the shooting.
And I think he made also a statement that there's no way that I would do something like that.
Yeah. Right. But then he also said they only had hunting guns. He didn't mention that his son owned an AR too. So it's almost like the father was hiding that portion of it from them.
Right.
So,
I was doing research.
This is delicious.
Thank you. Yeah. I was doing research about the shooting because every year and during the school and since 2000, let me see, actually went down. So the annual school shooting in 2008, it was 18. So he went down now to 40, 46, 24.
45.
Say 46 here. So it means that even though it went down from last year, it was 82.
Just the beginning.
That's a lot.
That's a lot.
Yeah.
Compared to last year, and this year is 46. It still is a lot. And we should not have to worry about our children's safety when they go to school.
And the big question here is what triggered them, really?
Yeah. And I like that, Agnes, because usually they die in the shootout or whatever. So now this young 14-year-old, I think this is a great opportunity for the FBI or whoever to bring in those specialists to sit down and talk with them and really see what's going on, what started it, how long has it been going on.
What's in his mind before the shooting? Did he plan this? What's his goals?
So let me ask you this question. When they playing the video games, that's violent. Could that be a part of it?
Could it?
Because now we're purchasing these video games for the kids to sit in a room all day long, playing with each other, violent. Could that be really a trigger?
Yeah.
For it?
So who to be blamed for something that individually, who to be blamed for? Like I have discussion with my cousins, and I, like you say, video game, right? People will say, they should start making the video game, right? But individually, parents, they have power to not buy video game for the children, right?
Yeah.
And if like you the one providing for your child to play those violence, you know that's what's gonna create. Even like when they're playing, like I'm gonna get you, And sometimes it's not from place of anger. They're trying to see the reaction to what we'll do to other people, shooting but taking life. That's video game. This is real life. And I think as parents we have to take a responsibility and stop blaming company for trying to make money. You cannot control that, but we individually, like we all have power to say, no, I'm not buying you video game. I will buy you something like educational. They are way still we can give it to our children. They don't have to feel like they're boring or they're not doing anything, you know. But the more we buy, the more we promote it.
I believe it.
So that
just having a cell phone alone, I mean, they can get into just anything.
Well, so many missing kids. Cell phones, meeting people online that's not who they said they were supposed to be. Yeah. So that's definitely one.
And through YouTube too. Even if you don't buy them game, it's YouTube that YouTuber.
You can watch them.
You can watch them.
You can watch them play games.
Yes.
Yeah. So I think that's definitely something, like I mentioned, Agnes, great point on that. They can really take the time to really talk with him. And I don't want to say study him because, you know, that's not the right term, but to really take time to talk with him to see where his state of mind was and for how long. You know.
Well, do you not think that the parents saw something in the household?
I think so. I believe so.
And they should have been seeking help because there had to be something there, a trigger there.
Yeah.
Yeah,
you're
I
right.
agree.
You're right. When especially children experience domestic violence, especially in the house, the way the parents act towards one another, you know, and children see that anger because I can speak for me because I have experienced that. I have experienced my child watch and the anger and you know, I was in play therapy with him for 2 years. And so something like that as parents, we have to be really mindful what we're doing from our children because they are watching, they're acting on that when they cannot handle people and conflicts. That is when they think they can resolve by get angry, by taking those actions.
Yeah.
At this age of 14, they may try him. It's called transfer or something as an adult.
They said they're going to try him as an adult. And to me, I think that's scary for me because he's not an adult. He's not an adult and he won't be an adult for a long, long time. So hopefully if they do try him, they still keep him with juveniles until he reaches a certain age to move on. I personally don't believe in throwing a child in with, you know, grown men that they can't defend themselves against.
So the father is in jail now?
They're both, they are both on, I know the shooter is without bond. I do know that. And they don't go to court until December 4th.
I'll commend the mom though. I mean, she lives 200 miles away and she drove all the way.
Yeah.
To just.
Well,
she called the school.
Yeah, she did call the school because she received a text from him saying, "I'm sorry." He sent the mom a text.
Right.
Yeah, I've been like,
so he's still thinking. He's still thinking somehow.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, it's just tragedy. Help me out, guys. Help me out.
It's just sometimes hard. It's just sometimes hard to comprehend what's really in their minds.
Yeah.
Isn't it?
Yeah.
The fact that he still have this time to call the mom. I'm sorry, mom, but what else?
Yeah.
They say that people commit, you know, I love to watch documentary.
Oh yeah.
You know, they have like I love to watch documentary. One is real life was happening, and they have so many things in there. And I watch they call serial killers. Like they they like why you do what you do. So they speak. Really, they say like they don't at the time they're not in conscious, they're not in right mind after they commit. They're
hearing voices.
Yeah, that is then when they say, "Oh my God, what I just did." You see,
but a lot of them say it started at a young age too. Yes, yeah. So that's why I'd be curious to see what comes out of after talking with Colton. Was that his name? The shooter's name?
Yeah, Colton.
After they talk with him, after they talk with him to really find out, is this something that's been going a long time? And then the people around him noticed any changes in him.
Yeah, that's sad.
It is sad.
Have to be.
I think it's sad.
Somebody else, one of the students or something, noticed some stuff about him before. But you know, you have to also get it where people are trying to get in gangs and stuff, and you know they do killing. Just because they're
As an
trying to join, they're trying to
initiation.
get into a community, or they're trying to be part of something, and they go into the initiation. But this one right here, it really is sad. But in my head, I'm thinking, as a parent, why would you buy a gun? What happened to BB guns? That's what we had. I mean, we had guns in our house, but we knew how to respect the gun. Our parents taught us about the gun. We didn't bother the gun. We only could use it at a certain time. We had BB guns too.
Yeah.
But I'm like, what happened to that? Or is a parent not teaching? You know, again, I go back to so much hatred is taught.
Yeah.
So much that a lot of things is messing up these people's head.
Yeah.
You know, a lot of kids right now too, they love to outsmart their parents. If they don't get what they wanted, yeah.
Yeah, there's a lot of them like that. But with the father, I want to go back to that one there, because the mother did not know the son had his own AR. The mother didn't know that at all.
But they wasn't together, right?
Yeah, they weren't together.
You
but
see,
still,
that's
something.
issues. That is why the children, like parents, they're supposed to communicate. Regardless, this is what I believe. When you come from divorced family, right? And now you are in blended family, if you have, I think that children, they should not be involved anything it does with and grown people. Like there are parents that they do different things here, and then other house is different. And that's why she doesn't know, because the conflicts, they don't put in the side the grown people issues, say, hey, this is how we should raise our children. I think the children deserve to have parents that is the same one for the children, regardless of our differences. So many children, that's what they manipulate
But
the parents.
unfortunately, adults, not all adults are like that.
Right.
A lot of them are not like that. A lot of them hold grudges. I mean, divorces are messy. And unfortunately, the children are stuck in the middle. They really are.
That's what so many of them like, oh, my dad does this for me. You don't do so. Like you see, it's manipulation between who's giving that open between, like they give and gap the child to act upon on certain things. You know what I'm saying? That should never be the case when it comes to the children. They deserve to be raised the best way.
And, and that's why I really believe, when you get married, you go to marriage counseling, you go to, classes, you talk with your
leaders,
priest or but in a divorce, there's nothing. There really should be something established, especially if you have a family, to really sit down and work through how is this going to look. Because, especially if you got children, you're affecting their lives a week here, a week there, a week in there. That's overwhelming for us.
It is.
So confusion.
Yeah.
There should not be any custody. It should be what do you call that?
Yeah.
Custody.
So I do wish our court system was a little bit, a little fair for the children in the divorce.
Are affecting to this when we to
I think they do say that. In the court, they will put in the writing, they should not undermine other parents from of your child. They are rule and regulations saying that it has to be communicated to make the best decision for the child. But don't follow that? No.
Because there's no one that's holding them accountable for that, though.
Yeah. And that's true. But the court really does have saying that you should not undermine other parents front of the child. Whatever the decision is made, it should be made between the parents. And some people, like when you have a primary custody, the other parent thinks that he's all that. He has more right than for you don't have to say anything about it. You see, that's what makes sad. But two of you brought this child to this world, right? The court should never make decision for you when you are a grown, want the best for your child.
And I'm not trying to be a preacher here, but I think what's missing also sometimes is family really needs to go to church.
Yeah.
Don't you agree? I mean,
I believe that.
Even though you
I believe that
spiritual. Even though you don't have time to go, but have that maybe once or twice a week. Family
time.
Family time. There are people that are atheists. They don't believe in God, but they still do very well with what they do with their life. To me, the spiritual, you're supposed to have the spiritual with your creator. But people go to church and still don't do things that they're not supposed to do. But what he makes family is two people that create the children. That's what makes family.
Yeah.
And I believe in put God in the above. But at the same time, if you don't follow those principles, you miss it.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
Definitely believe in
a lot of stuff.
Yes, I do.
Yeah,
and I believe in accountability. I believe in, talking to your kids, each other. And a lot of times when you do go out of divorce, you go out angry. But I believe that's a stronghold. And I refuse to let anybody have a stronghold over me. And I think it's, even if you're going through divorce, talk to your children about we can still parent and we still going to be friends and stuff like that. But
they got to see that.
Yes, they have to see. We have to hold ourselves more accountable than what we want to hold ourselves accountable of.
Yeah.
And I think we put our children into too much.
Yeah, the closeness and the relationship between mother and son, mother and daughter are very, very important.
Yeah.
That's what God gave us, our children, to guard them, to love them, to protect them, to lead them. And sometimes parents mislead their children because of subconsciously the behavior we do in front of them.
And then another thing I think that happens is when you took so much from, sometimes parents think they can't chest out their kids because of the system. So they don't get the understanding of it's different in abuse and in chastising and making sure your child walks. There's a difference in that. And I don't believe in abusing your children, but you have to train them up in the way they should go. The Bible also says, spare the rod, spoil the child. You have to, that's our job, is to train these children up. And then you send them off to school.
And it starts at a young age.
If they're bad home, they're bad
at school.
So you don't even need to go. And I was looking at when the schools put the metal detectors in the schools this year, how some parents was mad. You ought to be glad that your child is being protected in the school system from someone else. That mindset might not be right.
Yeah.
Onslow County put them, and I'm like, that parent right there, child, is probably just as bad as time. And they keep saying, don't call children bad. I'm like, well, BAD or whatever you want to call it. They're out of control or something.
And they are.
They are.
Yeah. Yep.
I mean, we see it in our everyday work where kids come in kicking their parents, cursing at their parents. I mean, I'm like, who's the parent here?
Yeah. Or even when you're at the store and just hear them talk to the parents a certain way.
Good thing they're not.
Or sometimes you got to take a double.
It was in Africa. They in the Philippines, they never give it to you to whip. No, really, they never. Oh, I think let me go get the tree for you.
Yeah, I know that's how it was when I grew up.
And I'm the same way. Like I tell them right quick, don't send your kids to my house because me and my husband believe in this. Because they're not going to tear up anything that I got.
Yeah, they're not going to talk back.
No.
Yeah,
because you don't do it. The system is going to do it.
Yeah, do it for you. Yeah.
Thank you.
That's what's going to happen.
Then we will not be nice. Yeah, the system do.
Do it when they're young, so you don't have to worry about them being in the system when they're older.
No.
Yes.
Then they take over. I'm like, I believe in rule regulation. One, when you have your children, nobody should not tell you how to raise your children. Any parents that they have not trying to become parents, please have discipline before you bring children to this world. No, I'm just being serious. And learn the patience, because it's not raising another life is not easy.
No.
And we miss that because we bring children without us even understanding why we're here. And we don't have discipline. We don't have none of that.
The assaults have gone up throughout the years in teenagers in high school.
Wow.
They have no respect for anything. They walk around with the hoodies and everything on. And tell me, there's nothing wrong with some things, but they have no respect. So they don't respect the law. They don't respect the parents. They don't respect anything.
Yeah.
Anything goes in their household. But a lot of, kids are having kids so early.
Yeah. We definitely need
it's just generational.
It's just hard to comment.
More education.
It's just hard to comment a lot.
Yes.
These days.
Some people they will say generational curse, but it's not really curse.
We'll
it's
break
just
the curse.
Things that we do in every day that we don't correct ourselves, and then we cannot correct our child because your child is watching you doing the same. And how you say, don't do that. oh, Dad, I see you. Oh, Mom, I see you doing it. Why can't I do that? So if we don't have enough discipline, this is what we see. What's happening.
Discipline them while young.
Yes.
Yeah.
When my kids were little and they come home with their report cards, and I would say, I see something like C or B, B or A minus. And I would tell them, you can do better. I think while they're young, we need to reject them in a good way. Because while they're growing up and you reject them, then it's hard for them to take that.
Yeah.
They're being sensitive and all that. So while they're young, I would, when my kids were young,
I agree with
I would
you,
reject
Agnes.
them.
I swear, yesterday I was with Amir doing homework, and I told him, he asked me for something. You have to get A plus. He said, "Why, Mom? Why about A? What about B?" I said, "Why can you get A when you can get A?
Because
why
you know
is
that
B?"
because you know that he can get that.
I have to make him think.
Yes.
I have to make him think. When you can get A, why is B? See?
Do the best you can. Do the best you can.
Exactly. He looked at me. He said, "You know, Mom, you're right. When you can get A, why is B, Amir? Why you even open that door?"
Yeah.
And there's a second option when you can get A. And he looked at me. He started doing his homework.
Yeah. See, rejection is good.
That's how you're supposed to determine, because when they grow up, like you say, they get strong because it comes from you. You are the closest one. If you give them criticism in a way that is going to make them think.
If you don't start being strict to them while they're young, no.
You definitely got to set boundaries for them. You have to, you need to be the role model in their life.
And we're talking about shooting. We had shooting here in Jacksonville not long ago. And again, young people.
Yeah.
The prison is made up of so many young people. There's got to be something that's missing. And I do believe it goes back to the home. No accountability is in the home. And everything need to be searched. Me personally, I don't think everybody need a gun. I don't like them walking around with the guns on their hips. I don't, because I'm scared if that gun flip off your hip and it goes off, it could kill an innocent bystander.
Or I think what I fear most, Diana, is people are getting so angry over little stuff. There is so much people, one of our coworkers had a car honking at her. Well, she just assumed someone was trying to get her attention, so she was waving, assuming someone was trying to get her attention. No, the guy flipped her off and told her to get out the way, and she was like, whoa, where'd that come from? People are so angry, and if they have a gun, a lot of people might not be thinking in that, whatever they call it, that moment. That one moment, they could do something that they'll regret for the rest of their lives and affect not only their life, their loved ones, but the other person that they inflicted the pain on.
Like you guys say, it's when people are angry, it's not the gun killing people, it's the person killing the person. You have to have the heart to pick the gun. Gun is just going to sit there. But it's the anger, it's the something behind it, And to pick the gun, I'm not saying you should have gun. I'm like, do not bring, even I don't believe in this water gun. People shouldn't play. That's what I tell Amir. You're not playing with that. Because, like, no, there's no push, put it down. Then I see he's playing with his friend in the backyard. I let him play, but really, even that, I'm not a big fan of this water. This is how they learn. Push. He thinks that's funny. You just doing that. You see, that's subconsciously, they pick it up when they grow up. And we don't realize that. The little things we do, it become habit. You see, we added like things that we do every day. Like I'm addicted to coffee. I'm just being honest. I have to have my coffee in the morning. If it's not, I have a bad headache. So it's addiction. So you start little by little. So what I'm trying to say, every daily things we do, it become part of what we do, and habit become action. Then here we are. And it's important to recognize what is it my son is doing right now, and if I don't correct it, it's gonna do it again. Then it's gonna keep doing it. So yeah.
Yes. Wow. That's a lot for the topic, you guys.
I was just gonna say, and how many of you know parents giving chores now to their children? Like They come home, they just go straight to their room.
Oh.
And sometimes they think they're doing them a favor by buying them everything they want.
Oh, no.
Oh, yeah.
That's a disservice.
They think you love them if you do so, too.
Yeah.
Oh, really? Oh, you don't buy me, you don't love
put
me.
a lot on our kids. We put sometimes too much on them.
I didn't have too much when I was growing up, right?
We had what we needed.
Yes.
You know, and it's all right to get them some things, you know, but we don't need to go overboard with that. Because I often think, did that dad give the instructions on how important it is how to use this AR? But is something wrong with the dad?
Yeah.
Something got
and that's what I'm really curious to see how that plays out, because I just couldn't imagine giving a 14-year-old an AR.
Yeah.
No.
And he's underage, and you're right. He should communicate to the mother, too.
Yeah. For the mom to not know her son had his own AR? Yes.
Because you know why? The parents, when the two houses, they said, don't tell your mom that. Don't tell your dad that. You see, what are you doing to the child?
Yeah.
Just like, think about that. I'm speaking to the parents. When you do to that, to your child, don't tell your dad. Don't tell your mom. What are you creating? What kind of boundary are you setting for your child? It should never be secret when you're raising your child.
And you're not making history that way. You know, sometimes people think they're making history. Don't make history that way. There's so much more stuff. Create another bill or something. There's so much more positive stuff we can do to make history than to do it that way. That's awful to me.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah, it's a tragedy.
But we get people involved to try to make a difference.
Yeah. A lot of them throughout.
But this is important. I'm glad we talked about this.
Yeah, there's a lot. I mean, there was a lot just with this one instance. Just this one instance really opened some doors, even on me, because I was thinking, oh my gosh, how do I even feel about the father getting charged? Obviously, the parent needs to take responsibility. You know, the child getting tried as an adult. Oh gosh, that cross, you know, there's so many emotions I had, and I'm not even involved in it.
Right. I did too. And there's when I watch this, why is it that we always try to make it seem like something is wrong with someone when they do something bad? Could it be that they're just simply just mean and evil? Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
I believe people are like that. Because if there's a person that could be extremely good, there's a person that could be extremely bad.
I actually, when a lady told me that, and children, they can born and evil. I kind of like, first I disagree with her. I said, no, every child when they're born is innocent. She looked at me. She looked, I don't know how about to answer to that, be honest with you. I still, in my heart, I don't believe child born with evil, they learn. It's behavior that it can be learned, something like that. But she really say that some child they born with evil spirit.
Yeah.
I think so.
Reborn.
I really think so.
Well, you got to, you know, it says, you know, we're born in sin and shaped in iniquity. So you got to teach them how to be. You know, every child will be trying to touch that. And you already told them it's hard.
They're not going to touch it again.
But, there'll be someone who touches it more than once. There's going to be that one kid who touches it more than once.
You already told them.
Yeah.
You know, and you steady spanking them.
It don't work. Some of them, it just don't work.
We talk a lot about this today.
Yeah.
Yes, this could have been a whole topic on its own. But our topic today is obviously getting out of our comfort zone. So that's an exciting one. As you guys can see, I'm dressed outside of my comfort zone. I got all kinds of colors going, all kinds of patterns going.
I love that.
And
you guys kind of like,
I love
beautiful.
It. Yes, I love it.
Green and pink.
I think the older you get, the more it's easier to come outside of your comfort zone.
I think so too.
I'm learning to speak up more, and that's really outside of my comfort zone, because I don't like a whole lot of confrontation. I'm gonna say what I mean. I mean what I say, and then we're gonna go on. And I don't like hold grudges.
Yeah.
So I'm learning to protect me. I do a thing called real colors, and in real colors, my color is blue. I'm always trying to make sure everybody else is fine, and sometimes I go home with headaches because I'm trying to make sure everybody. Now I'm like, they'll be all right.
They'll be all right. That's right. And I heard her say that.
They'll be all right. We'll figure this out. And then I even slept on the opposite side of the bed because I was so used to sleeping on one side of the bed.
Yeah.
I was like, let me try. I couldn't sleep.
Yeah, it's good.
Just that minor change.
Mm-hmm.
Look at me.
Yeah.
I used to wear high heels, but hey,
Yeah, you got some.
Yes. The same for me. I don't braid my hair. I say, you know what? Last Friday, I said, I just want my hair to grow. And I honestly, I miss my face with the wig I've been wearing.
Oh, yeah.
I miss just my face.
No, I like seeing your face.
Yeah, that's what
Yeah.
I'm like. Oh my God, I miss my face. So what can I do? This is first time braiding my hair. Wow.
Yeah. Oh my goodness.
Well, you see me, I do some of everything.
Oh yeah.
Next week it might be short, then it might be a wig. I mean,
No, I have bread like this. Yeah. First time. I have bread before 2014, 15, but this is for first time like this. This the kind of hair I used to say, oh, why people put this hair? But last Friday, I'm like, I have to. I just want my hair to grow because I lost a lot of hair in the stress.
if you've noticed, I always do my hair like this. I don't know why, but I'm afraid and I'm scared. I know. Okay, maybe one of this show, I'll come over and my hair should be in the shoulder length.
I think I like when you have
What do you guys think?
I like when you have highlight.
yeah, that was beautiful.
Yeah.
Or long? What do you guys think?
I love long.
I like it.
Yep, that's too long.
Yeah, long.
Yeah.
Highlight. I like your hair when you have highlight.
Yeah.
But it's the one little thing that you do to come out of your comfort zone. So I like to write things in my bathroom of things that I'm going to try this month. You know, so it's a minor thing to do for comfort zone. I get up earlier, I may do prayer. I go in prayer for a while. That's getting out different. So it ain't something that you got to go out and do a whole lot.
Yeah.
It's like one little major thing. What are you
One
going to
little
do
thing.
to get outside of your comfort zone? That way we can take care of our own bodies.
Yes.
You know, I believe in trying to be preventive if we can, you know. And we as women need to try to find at least one thing to do to get outside of your comfort zone. So that, you know, I try to practice on that now. And we got to stay positive.
Yeah.
For me, it's
I like that.
before is what people will say when I speak my English right now, like, I'm going to be me. English is not my second language, it's my fifth language. No, really.
Same here.
Yeah, it's not my second language, it's not my third language, it's not my fourth, it's my fifth language. So I say, you know what, Fatia? I'm going to speak the way I can. If this disappears, that will come back.
I love that, how other countries, they speak 4 or 5 languages. And, you know, I'm going to say the United States thinks everybody has to speak English.
Right.
They should also learn another language.
You got to learn another language.
If you learn another language, I can speak 3, 4.
Yes. And I love that. Like when I went to Africa, me and John went to Africa, even the children, there were like 6 or 7 that could speak 5 languages.
Yeah.
Wow.
Unbelievable.
Yeah, you just learn by like my mom, my dad speak 2 different languages, but the rest of the languages is just the neighbor and you know, the people you grow up with.
So we have
It shows
Star.
within your when you do that, it's showing that you want to go growth or something within your own.
Yes. And I love the growth part because Star chapter, coming out of your comfort zone is showing growth within yourself. Exactly.
Yes.
And I think
And sometimes it's finding yourself.
it's finding yourself. And it's those little things like, you know, mine was, I'm going to go to the clothing, the colors. You know, when I was in the military, so I wore the same color every day. But when I got home, I was always in the neutral colors, the blacks, the browns, you know, no bright colors I would wear because I wasn't comfortable with them. Now, multiple planners, multiple colors. But I think even that could bring a person out of their comfort zone.
Yes.
Where it comes to just, you know, if they're used to wearing blues and blacks and all of a sudden, you know, just throw a little red in there, a little pink in there. And then slowly
know that
build
you
your
look
way.
good in any color.
In any color.
You know. And I think a lot of times people think, I look really good in black. Well, you know what? I got on black, but I threw this on with colors.
Yes.
So you can actually accent yourself. Agnes, thank you for teaching me on colors.
Yeah.
You just do that. And you feel good about yourself. I always tell people, if you feel bad, get up, get dressed, get cute, and go to the store. You'll start feeling good about yourself.
Yeah.
But if you sit home and just take life out of you.
Yeah.
Sometimes just finding yourself who you are.
And I think a lot of times when you're coming out of your comfort zone, it really builds you as a person.
Yes.
Both professionally, personally. And I think when I forced to come out of my comfort zone on a few occasions, I grew as a person because of that.
What you saying that teach me when I started working with you at United Way, because I'm so used to, in the corporate world, you get instructions. So when I'm looking at you, it's like, to me, she's like, just do it. And I'm thinking, well, I want to make sure that I do it the right way. So I had to come out of my comfort zone on this is how they handle this. Because for 30 years, I'm in the corporate world and we had, places that you had to go to get permission. But coming into the nonprofit world, and I was like, she is really pulling out stuff that I want to do, allowing me to be me in doing it.
Yes.
So that really pulled me out of the comfort zone because, sometimes on the board meetings, you couldn't say anything. But now it's like I got my voice where I can say, let's look at this a different way.
Without following someone's instruction.
Yeah. So we all laugh now. I was like, I work for a woman that is strong, that is not intimidated by me or whatever I say, because sometimes I don't even know what I say. And it's so positive to me.
But it's
you work
refreshing.
hard. Yes.
It's the best thing you can do for yourself when you find your own voice.
Yes.
Yes.
You see, really, like, it's freedom. You're okay with what you say, regardless what other people has to say.
Yeah.
That is what I call freedom. And like,
Yes.
And I really think that's why, as you get older, they're saying really the best year is in your 50s. And I think because you get that figured out, you get that figured out where
almost there.
Almost there.
And there's a saying, think outside the box, color outside the lines, and lose your security blanket.
Yes.
I used not to like to go out camping, but once I tried that, I love it.
You like camping?
Oh yeah. So that's my outside the
People are
box.
scared because of the snake?
Probably not.
Scared dark?
Oh, I don't know. I love camping. I went camping.
Last
Yeah.
week, right? Last week.
Yeah,
it's
Labor
so
Day
fun.
weekend,
It's so
I go
fun,
camping.
yeah.
We go camping every Labor Day weekend for the family.
Yeah.
But it's a way to just get away from the TV, from the phones, from the hustle and bustle of life, and just enjoy each other.
You connect with the nature,
And coming out of the comfort zone, you're just not in no competition with nobody.
Yeah.
And I think that, as women, sometimes we got to, we want to support each other, but you got to get to the point where you get satisfied with yourself.
Yes.
And that's where I'm at now. I'm so satisfied with myself.
Yeah.
You can only say like,
my spiritual growth is my spiritual growth, and I'm so satisfied. I'm like, I'm good.
And it's all about awareness also.
Yeah.
Things that you don't like to do, you're learning because you experienced it.
Yeah. So I think if you had to pick something right now that would push you out of your comfort zone, what would it be? You two listeners, we want to hear what that is.
So more time, what was the question?
What's the one thing now that would push you out of your comfort zone?
It probably would be me is actually really starting my own business, walking away from work and starting my own business, because that's my heart's desire.
That's a scary step. Yeah. You're right.
Because I'm used to, I gotta make sure my bills are paid and everything. So that's probably one of mine.
Yeah. And I wonder if that's why there's so many. Well, now women are becoming the fastest growing small business owners now. So I think we're at that spot. But I wonder if that's why a lot of women don't start their own businesses.
Because the fear, what will happen if I fail? The failure. Like I've been writing my book. Sometimes, be honest with you, like almost ready. I'm scared to say, okay.
Here it is.
Yeah, here it is. But now, my partner Rick, I send it to him, so he's reading. Like he's the one that now, like he can give me feedback before, like, okay, what do you think? There are so many pages we're putting together. That's my okay. Now people will know things that like some things I have say, but is more detail in depth because I say to myself, if I do, I want to be true to the reader. And so those things I'm like, okay, I'm not ready to publish. I'm not ready to push. And yeah. Then if I become all this big, how I'm gonna handle? No, really, like how I'm gonna handle. Like this is like God. Okay, prepare me. I don't wanna get things that then you don't know how to handle. That's not my thing. Like, give me the strength to put my feet on the ground to do my purpose. Yeah.
What was you gonna say?
Yeah.
Well, me, regarding your question, I think I need to accept more speaking engagement, because sometimes, I mean, you see me out there doing this, doing that, interviews, but sometimes, I need to.
More speaking engagements, like standing up at the podium.
I know, right?
So you got a lot. You got a lot to share, though. Yes, I can see that.
Thank you.
I'm telling you, the biggest step that I took for me that really pushed me out my comfort zone was when I left the Marine Corps. And that was really scary for me because, I did it for so long, since I was 18, that it took me a while before I actually decided that's the route I was going to go. And I'm glad I got out when I did, because everything aligned perfectly for where I'm at now.
Look at now.
Timing is everything.
Timing is. It really does make a difference.
I agree with you, Agnes. Is speaking engagement is not easy. Especially like if you have not, like, you've been in Marines, so you've been talking to Marines and leading them, and when especially your English is not your first language, the same I struggle too, and like, okay, what I'm gonna say is things that you prepare is out of window. Like, oh, I just prepare for that. That is something that takes time to practice.
Yeah, I went to Georgia and did real colors and haven't done it here. I'm like, why was I so comfortable to be able to do real colors in Georgia with Chick-fil-A leadership?
Yeah. Oh my goodness.
And it was like, you don't do it all the time. And I mean, they want me to come to Ohio and do it, but I haven't presented it around here. I'm like, I think I'm more comfortable going somewhere else.
Yeah.
Presenting it versus
maybe
here.
It's the atmosphere, like, is sometimes you don't feel comfortable around some people to talk to. Be honest with you, some people you just feel like you can say things and things is just flew. You know, like it just natural to talk.
Well, I think with me, it's hard to talk in front of peers. Because they're, I don't want to say they're judging you, but I feel like they're like critiquing me. Like, oh my God, look at her. She said, but I really feel uncomfortable talking with my peers. Like, I could talk all day to other people. But oh my gosh, we're out of time.
Oh my, this is good one.
Good one today.
Today's a really good one.
So thank you guys for watching. Again, if you're looking for sponsorship, we would love to have you to be a sponsorship. Thank you for watching and following us and sharing with us. We will see you the next time. Bye-bye.
Bye.